won't be getting out of here alive.
The hell? Is that a Zoogle? Everyone, be careful!
That thing is huge! Looks like we've got our work cut out for us.
Salve, salve rapaziada, tudo bom com vocês? Sejam bem-vindos a mais um vídeo aqui no canal. Quem fala com vocês é o Mailton. Estamos aqui, rapaziada, para mais um vídeo de Tales of Arise, episódio 14º. No vídeo passado a gente não fez muitas coisas interessantes, né? A gente fez só algumas quests secundárias, né? A gente enfrentou alguns inimigos, né? A gente enfrentou... cadê aqui? Aqui, ó. A gente enfrentou o Demolifofogo, né? Que nominho estranho, né? Mas enfim, né? Quem sou eu pra dizer que a tradução tá errada, né? Eu não sei como que deve ser a tradução em inglês, né? Mas eu acho que deve ser alguma coisa como Stone Fire, alguma coisa do gênero. Posso estar enganado, né? Mas enfim, a gente enfrentou ele. A gente também enfrentou o Javali. Eu vou chamar de Javali Infernal porque arremetedor implacável, cara. Que nomezinho zoado, né, mano? Porra, não tem nada a ver, cara. É javali isso aqui, velho. Mas enfim, né? E a gente também conseguiu destruir o grande dragão, né? Que é o primeiro inimigo que a gente encontrou aqui quando a gente veio aqui pra esse cenário aqui do game aqui, né? E eu achei que a gente não ia conseguir enfrentar ele e acabou que a gente conseguiu, né? A gente tá level 23, né? E eles são 26, entre 28, né? Mas a gente conseguiu. Aí a gente tá com praticamente a equipe completa. Creio eu que seja a equipe completa. A gente tem 2 slots ali, que eu não faço a mínima ideia de quem seja. Pode ser personagem, algum outro personagem que vai entrar no time, não sei. A gente também liberou o minigame de pesca, que por sinal, para juntar um dinheirinho é muito bom. Eu vim aqui, ó, anotações de pesca. E aí, esse aqui foram os peixes que eu peguei. Eu consegui pegar alguns peixes bem raros. Por exemplo, ó, esse aqui, ó, bem raro. Peguei também alguns grandes. Vendi todos. Consegui quase 100 mil gold só vendendo esses peixes aqui. E a gente também ganhou algumas recompensas, né? A gente ganhou uma vara de pesca nova. A gente ganha iscas novas. E aí, o que eu fiz também? Eu vim aqui na Ilha das Corujas, né? Porque a gente conseguiu salvar algumas corujas. Aí eu peguei algumas corujas. Ele deu essa roupinha aqui, ó, pro Alfen. E deu essa daqui também, ó, pra Rinrel. Cadê o Rinrel? Trajes. E deu essa daqui pro Rinrel, ó, casaco escarlate. Da hora, né? Mas do resto foram só isso, né? Então vamos lá, vamos seguir a história. Vamos pra cá. Quer ver? Eu tenho que vir aqui, ó. Deixa eu vir aqui primeiro na... Cadê? No rancho. Vamos vir aqui no rancho primeiro. Pegar alguns itens que já estão prontos aqui já. Engraçado, a gente cria um rancho para pegar a carne dele, né? Cavalinho. Vamos ver o que vai dar. Cavalo, vaca, porco. Ele vira carne. Nossa, os animais viram carne, velho. Meu Deus, mano. Como esse jogo é sanguinolento, cara. Matou os animais. Mas enfim, vamos lá. Vamos criar aqui. Vamos mandar aqui galinha. Vou mandar cavalo. E vamos mandar vaca. Beleza. Então vamos seguir a história agora. A gente tem que ir pra aqui, né? Não. Aqui. É aqui mesmo. Vamos teleportar pra cá. E vamos seguir. Antes da gente começar, rapaziada, se você puder se inscrever no canal aí, ajuda bastante aí. Se você puder deixar um like aí também, eu agradeço bastante também. Beleza? Então é isso aí, vamos lá. Vamos seguir nosso caminho aqui agora e vamos ver o que vai acontecer, né? Acho que é um novo bioma. Vai ter uma dungeon de transição, eu acho, né?
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danon slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renin doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danon, while the Renins are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danons in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danons in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Vai. Queria saber aí agora. Agora aguenta. O mapa aqui é bem grande. A gente tem 3 saídas. Então, vamos lá. Vamos ver os inimigos que a gente vai enfrentar aqui. Vamos passar. 27.
I'm not so good with airborne targets.
Can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
I'm not done! The turtle's never Be still! Here I come! You're finished! Rising Falcon! Going in! Tiger Blade! Dragon Dog! Dragon Force! In an instant! Impact!
Nossa, que da hora.
Work well together! Right here! I got you! You're finished! Take this! Piercing dawn! You're finished! Rising Falcon! Dragon Swarm!
Caramba, tem vida, hein? Andorinha celestial dupla. Pô, da hora o golpe, hein?
Hold up. Is this as valuable as I think it is?
Preciso desse item aí pra poder fazer as novas armas. Então já vi que esse bicho aqui dropa os itens que eu preciso. Eita, e aqueles bichos ali?
All right.
O que ele vai fazer? Tutorial. Ataque de impulso de Dolarim. Faz plantas crescerem do solo para imobilizar e golpear o inimigo. Boa contra inimigos de pés ligeiros, pois os derruba e anula suas habilidades evasivas. Para começar o tutorial.
There's nowhere to run from my heart. When he slows down, that's our chance.
Não entendi. Esses aqui são inimigos mais rápidos, né?
No further.
Glacial Spear!
Too fast. Stand back. I'll trip it up. Take this. No further.
Piercing Wall!
Take this. No further.
Sucesso. Quando surgirem inimigos rápidos como lobos ou macacos, use o Dolarim. O ataque de impulso de Dolarim anula as habilidades evasivas deles. Beleza. Perder uma chance de matá-lo. Morra! Caralho, ele pegou a bala dela, velho. Que isso, mano?
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all.
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it.
But of course.
Esmagador de crocodilo. Que isso? Há muito tempo este martelo gasto era usado para derrotar crocodilos. Quem conseguir empunhá-lo era considerado campeão. Artefatos. Só a posse dos artefatos já confere efeitos especiais. Alguns servem como bônus para uso após terminar o jogo. Dá para ativar ou desativar cada um desses efeitos na lista de efeitos do artefato. Painéis de artes adicionais. Agora é possível definir 6 artes adicionais. Pressione triângulo na tela de artes para alternar entre os painéis. Execute as artes definidas no segundo painel pressionando L2. Entendi. É igual no Vesperia. É um painel secundário com outras skills. Eu não sei se eu curto muito, não. Dolarim, caçador de tesouro.
There's history in the air here. I can smell it.
I
Deixa eu
don't
ver
smell.
aqui. Guia de campo. Sistema. Cadê? Artefatos. Esmagador de crocodilo. Conjunto de artes mais um. Isso daqui eu peguei de gratuito na lojinha do jogo. Tá lá gratuito para baixar. Que é a dificuldade desconhecida e a dificuldade muito fácil.
Anything?
Don't encourage
Tá,
him.
então vamos continuar aqui.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get
Emboscada?
ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the
Cadê
terrain here so
emboscada?
well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wish to be alone.
Arroz.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Tô vendo um bicho dali já, hein? aqui a gente vai no... Tá, aqui tem um... O que é isso aqui em cima aqui? Muda de alvo, cara. Ai, cai aí, vai, bicho maldito.
You made me angry. That was a bad idea. Make it rain.
Julie! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action. A merry distraction.
There's still more to go.
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flares of malice.
Caralho!
Keep going.
Caceta!
Go for it.
Prepare to crumble.
E esse escudo aí, mano? Você é louco?
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
Meu Deus, que golpe louco dela, velho. 7.300 gold. Os inimigos aqui dão bastante dano, mano. Esses bichos voadores é um pé no saco, mano.
It'll take more than that to break my shield.
Dependable to the last.
Going around with moth to the flame.
Airborne beast. My special.
Ai, que filho da puta, mano.
Sounds like a job for yours truly. Going in. Punty left.
I'm ready. All yours, Kisara.
Nossa, que louco.
We did it.
Magnificently done.
Stalagmite. You're finished. Here I come. Dragon form. Dazzle. You're mine. You're finished. It's on.
One more. Make it rain.
You're finished. All yours, Kisara.
Esse golpe é da hora, hein, velho.
Not a chance. Everlasting darkness. You're on. Negative gate. I'm not done. Dragon form. Air pressure.
Make it rain.
Reroll. Light burst forth.
Radiant.
Meu Deus, cara. É uma mais bonita que a outra, velho. Essas magias, mano.
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're
Seriously? Is this a joke? Get behind me!
Not on my watch. I'm going. Primed and
You're mine.
I'm here for coming through.
Dragon form.
Reload.
Far enough!
Lightning.
You're mine. Elusive deity. I'm ready.
Leave the enemy's arc.
Commander of heaven.
Phoenix Cyclops!
Did it.
Yeah! Nice technique! This one's mine! Tiger Blade!
Do it. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Glacial spear.
Not a
Here's
chance.
evil.
Dragon swarm.
Look sharp!
In a bind.
Take scissor.
Tiger Blade!
Can you take it? Here I come.
Fearing
You're
blade.
finished.
Reload.
Crush.
Lightning.
Here I come. Catapult. You're finished.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look,
Tá, vamos seguir reto.
who's in a bright and shiny mood.
O que tem aqui embaixo? Mais uns passarinhos.
take more than that to break my shield.
Dependable to the last.
Here I come!
Don't mind if I do.
Dragon Force!
Healing
I'm ready! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah, nice technique.
into the shadow.
Rising Falcon!
I'm ready.
Here I come! It's over!
You're going pretty hard in this battle.
I am not usually given to
Stay still!
Sometimes I believe you're stronger than you let on.
This ends now.
Consider
Tá enchendo bem mais rápido essa barrinha, mano.
That's some power you wield.
You're the one who did the heavy lifting.
Goma de laranja. Imaginei que ia ser o 6, né?
Right, here goes! Far enough! I'm not done! It's over!
Desvia, ó, tem caralho.
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! It's on! Ha! Burn!
Ready.
Here I come!
Radiant
It's
Blow
over!
here. Tiger Blade.
Dragon
shall ensure you survive this.
Never miss.
Require a hand.
You're mine!
Take this!
Ha! Ha! Dragon
Go here. Here's the
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Ah, bicho maldito.
Dragon Form! Be still!
Tiger Blade.
You're mine!
Reload.
Going in.
Searing Blade.
Take this! It's over!
Here's evil.
You're mine! You're finished!
Desvia, desgraça.
Defend via threat elimination. There's a chance that even
Inferno, velho.
split off.
Dragon Form!
Now you see what I can do.
Annihilation. Living. Downfall.
Let them rock!
Can handle this.
Flaming thrust! I'm not done! Hurricane time! Take this! You're finished!
Pô, esses bichos são chatos, mano. Fica correndo, mano. Não, o pior é que a habilidade só funciona em um monstro, cara. Se eu fosse em área, pelo menos, mas não é, cara.
Got your back.
Manto de rochas.
I
Pra
found some
quem que é?
equipment.
Pera, não é? Pra ele. O Dolarim.
Let me take a look at it.
Vamos ver se nós consegue continuar pegando o bônus. Acho que não vai dar tempo, não. Vai acabar. Acabou. Tá bom.
More Danon runes here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and
Mano, tá cheio de
energy on
bicho
their
aqui, hein, cara.
Out of our way.
You're mine! It's over! Going in! You're mine! Burn! You're mine!
A new melody.
Piercing roar! Or shield!
It's over!
Lavatory! Healing
You're mine! Dragon Form!
Now I can let loose.
Here I go!
Strike!
It's over!
Rising Falcon!
Annihilation!
Dragon Form!
The enemy wields art too.
We'll soon see about that!
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over!
Who said anything about letting off?
Dragon Form!
Mega Ray! I never miss!
This one's mine! Lightning Thrust! Brilliant kick!
Here's the evil! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Yeah.
Our superiority was undeniable.
It feels invigorating to dominate a battle.
I was certain I saw you.
Tá, aqui a gente tem dois caminhos. Pra cá. Pra lá. Vamos entrar nesse aqui primeiro.
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have.
Get lost!
Here I come!
Gladiator!
Far enough!
I'm only getting started!
Dragon Form!
They've got me in their sights.
Be still! Take this!
I'm only getting started!
Rising
Look sharp.
You're mine! It's over!
In a vine?
Searing Blade!
You're mine! It's over! Dragon Form!
Make it rain!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Clone da Fênix.
Nice technique!
Rising Falcon! You're finished! You're mine!
got a knack for battle. That's what I like to hear.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content. Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Good to know my training is paying off.
Aqui não tem nada. O que tem aqui? Olha. Salva vermelha. Salve a vermelha. Tá, a gente tem uma escada. Que leva a gente aqui embaixo. Tem nada aqui. Não, tem assim um caminho aqui. Opa. Trilha da montanha.
What's this place
Um
here?
segredo.
Some kind of old house?
Um segredo aqui, hein?
I don't
Algum
know
segredo
about
aqui, hein?
I won't forgive you!
No escape!
This one's
Dragon swarm!
not on my watch!
You're mine! Be still! I'm not done!
Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
Take this!
Mine!
It's over!
Freeze laser!
Dragon swarm!
Make it rain!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique! Ready!
I'm ready! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
My turn!
Ciclone da Fênix é muito bonito, hein, velho? Caramba.
Onward and upward.
Opa, tem um camarada aqui. Ajudar ela. Eu fiquei tão focado em despistar o Zugo que acabei escorregando e caí. Cuidado para não cometer o mesmo erro. Bico tempestuoso. Muito obrigado. E aqui, o que tem? Tem uns cristal verde aqui. Vamos explorar tudo.
Out of my way! You wanna play? Come at me!
Tem botão errado, né?
Not in your dreams!
Dragon swarm!
This one's mine!
I'm ready! Follow me! In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed wall.
Dragon swarm!
Mega ray! Back into the fray!
Look sharp!
I'll think you one!
Going in! Here goes! Tiger blade!
Dragon swarm!
Brincadeira.
Not on my evil! Tiger blade!
Take this! Dragon swarm!
This one's
Be
mine!
still!
Make it rain!
Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Glacial spear!
Now!
Pierce evil!
Here I come! You're mine!
Freeze lancer!
My exploits are bearing fruit.
Cogumelo. Que isso? Esses bichos aqui é chato, né?
Right, here goes!
Não, pegou nos dois agora.
I'm not done! Begin! Dragon swarm!
On guard!
Be still! Hurricane thrust! Here I come!
Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
Take this! Resonate with the earth!
Stalagmite!
Piercing roar! Ignite! Take this!
Here we go! Searing flame!
I'm ready!
This one's mine! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein. This ends now!
Consider yourself
Dois seguidos, hein?
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
That's far enough!
Here I go. I'm only getting started.
This one's mine!
Elusive deity!
Now you see what I can do! Tiger blade!
Here I come!
You want me? Come get me!
Not in your dreams.
You're finished!
You made me angry!
Achei que tem esse filho da puta aqui, ó.
Tiger blade!
Annihilate!
This one's mine!
Tome.
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malika!
Você é louco, mó bonito esse golpe.
Here
Prepare to crumble.
Think we overdid it?
Not by a long shot.
Take this!
Ready and raring.
Right,
This one's mine. One more.
It's over.
Target away.
Do it!
Pile driver.
Astral energy! Full throttle! I've used a bit too much healing.
O que tem aqui dentro? Casaco Mago de Rochas. Deve ser por Rinrel. É isso mesmo. Rinrel. Muito bom. Tem uns itens bons aqui. Então vamos voltar lá pra cima agora. Não vai dar tempo, vai perder o bônus. Beleza, então agora a gente vai desse lado aqui. Aqui tem cara de ser o caminho, não tem não? Tem, né, mano? Aqui tem muita cara de ser o caminho. E ali embaixo tem a... Pode ser um extra, né? Vamos lá embaixo primeiro. Apesar que, né, onde tem inimigo tem ah, sei lá, mano. É, aqui é o caminho.
My eyes alight for sights unseen. In Menancia, pure and pristine.
Acabei de ver ali.
That's not for me to say.
Uma cidade ali em cima. Cidade, não sei. Vamos ali é o caminho, então. Vamos pra cá, então. Apesar que aqui também... Vamos ver. Eita porra. Vale dos Quatro Ventos. E aí? E agora? Será que é aqui? Será que aqui é um extra? Nossa, que... Mano, que da hora, velho. Que da hora. Que da hora. O cenário desse jogo é muito louco. Olha isso. Meu Deus, vou tirar até uma print aqui. Que isso, cara. Olha isso. Show, hein?
What's that big tower over there?
Mano, que torre é essa, velho? E ela tem cara de que a gente pode explorar ela, hein? Eu não sei se é hora de explorar ela agora, né?
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Vamos descansar aqui. Mas eu acho que esse aqui não é o caminho, não. Esse é secundário.
There are still so many creatures we don't...
Hell yeah! There's no way you can...
Vamos conversar com a Kizara.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a familiar sight.
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard. Now, it's just a part of my routine.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives. So it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol. When I became a guardsman, Legiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Legiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person. In other words, the complete opposite of a dreamer like me.
You're more an idealist than some pie-in-the-sky dreamer.
Even so, that's my brother's doing. He'd never let me stop seeing a brighter world. He always did what he could to keep me smiling and happy.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind either. He always worked so hard to set an example for me and everyone else around him. He was a true big brother. So much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow after him. You know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my shield. If you've got time, how about I tell you a couple more Miguel stories?
I guess I'd better get comfortable.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, do you guys have everything?
Beleza. Vamos descer aqui. Só tô curioso pra saber o que que tem aqui dentro, mano. Eu acho que a gente não vai explorar ela ainda. Ah, tá. A gente não consegue nem entrar. Ó. É, então, a gente não consegue entrar. Eu imaginei. Provavelmente isso aqui é um bagulho endgame, cara. Assim, posso estar enganado. Mano, porque essa torre aqui tem muito cara de endgame, tá ligado? Eu imaginei que não seria aqui, né? Mas olha, tá de parabéns pra quem fez essa estrutura aqui, hein? Ficou muito, muito foda. O horizonte também, ó. Bem detalhado, né? Mesmo que a gente veja que não tenha nada, né? Bem amplo, né? Uma setinha aqui. Trilha da montanha. Bom, vamos voltar, né? Não é por aqui mesmo. Provavelmente é ali, ó. Os inimigos voltou tudo, mas eu vou enfrentar os da frente só. Pra lá, ó.
That's my cue.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Now! You're mine! Dragon Form!
Healing circle.
I'm ready! Chill!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that journey.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Eternal Devastation! Dazzle!
This one's mine.
You're mine!
Everlasting dark. Negative J. Resonate
Dragon
with the
Form!
earth. Stalagmite.
Do it. Astral energy. Full throttle.
Not a chance! I'm not done! Rising
Going in.
You're mine!
E morreu. A gente tem aqui e tem daquele lado. Eu vou daquele lado ali.
Skill there.
All the better to protect you with, my dear.
Then I'll leave the front line to you.
E aqui só vai ter uns inimigos só, né?
Guess I misread the landing.
Coming through! You picked the wrong fight!
I'm expert. Coming through. Here.
Dragon Form!
I'm gone. Take this. Forward up. Air pressure.
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Make it sounds like a job. Go for it.
Prepare to crumble.
Think we overdid it?
My turn! Take this!
Not by a long shot.
Chill!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished! Now! You're mine! Hurricane Valley! You're mine! This one's all mine!
Do it.
Dueling! In an instant! Impact block!
I need need to be
Sim,
stronger.
em estilo é 100%, hein? Porque o estilo dos golpes tá pica. Vamos entrar aqui dentro então. Uns maguinhos aqui.
Discourteous, honest. Stay calm. I shall provide assistance. Resonate with the earth.
I'm all stopped up. Annihilation.
Mind freaks! Why can't they just sit still?
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done. You'll soon see about that.
Alright.
I'm ready! Ready to go! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix
Did it!
Yeah. Nice technique.
Rising Falcon! I'm ready! Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
Take it.
Not a chance with the earth! Struck!
This one's mine.
Rising Falcon! Huh?
Here I go.
You're mine!
I'm only getting
You're
started.
finished!
Make it rain.
Chegada! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
I can feel
Fantástico.
my power growing!
Opa, mais uma pessoa. Pedra tempestuosa. Tá, só tem isso. Só isso, só, né? Vamos voltar agora. Tem um caminho aqui. Onde que vai dar isso aqui? Ah tá, eu não vou precisar descer ali, né? Ah, tá. Vou descer aqui então. Vai de escadão, hein? Aqui não tem nada. Então só resta a gente ir pra lá.
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, Sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Então tá bom, né?
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes. I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you—
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Agora pronto, agora o cara quer ensinar etiqueta pra gente agora. Faltava. Então vamos lá, vamos ver o que nos espera aqui em diante. O que é isso aqui? É os bagulho da respawn, né?
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Sar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's
Ficou
not like
bravo,
I'm...
hein? Ficou bravo, hein?
Been looking for you. For me? Why?
He's tough.
Who are you? Said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Como assim, velho?
Then why are we fighting?
Como assim? Como assim, cara? Do nada luta, mano. Nem esperou salvar o jogo. Como assim?
Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal.
É certeza que nós não tem como, não vai dar conta dele, né? Nossa, o cara não para, velho. Mano, o maluco dança aqui. Meu Deus, velho, olha isso.
Show me your strength. Wide open. It won't escape me. Dragon.
Do nada aparece um chefe, mano.
Die. Armor won't save you. Elusive demon. Resonate with you.
You're helping me become a pattern. For the good of all of us. Is it now?
Mano, olha isso, velho. O cara dança lutando, mano. Que isso? Olha essa sarrafo. É doido. Nossa. Surra, velho. Não, ele não vai fazer isso, vai. Nossa, velho.
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shion, wake up, please.
Alphen?
Shion.
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides,
Hmm?
Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine, really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Danon astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest.
Hey.
Mano, o que foi tudo isso, cara? Deixa eu ver se aparece aqui ele. Inimigos. Cadê? Espadachim misterioso. 145 mil de vida. Caramba, cara. Espadachim de preto que subitamente atacou o grupo na passagem pelo monte de Yará. Armado com uma espada longa, ele não demora em subjugar seus inimigos com golpes ardilosos, sabendo quando atacar e quando recuar. Após se digladiar com o grupo, ele bateu em retirada, proclamando apenas que eles voltariam a se encontrar. Mano, que personagem foda, cara. Meu Deus do céu. Engraçado que apareceu do nada, mano. Pô, não teve... Bom, enfim, não foi uma batalha contra chefe, né? Precisamente dito, né? Mas foi insano, viu? Tá, então a gente tem que ir pra lá, né? Aqui não vai ter nada, pelo visto, né? Vamos pra lá.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain, but you still can.
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...
E ele gosta de você, e ela gosta de você, só que os dois são dois patetas e nenhum fala. Niez. Toda fodida a cidade.
Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Danons, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renin district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Danon legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renins have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Danons rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened.
This is horrible.
Is there truly no one here?
All of these ruins look like they were made pretty recently.
But if that's the case, then where do you think the people that used to live here went off to?
That's a good question. Even if the Danans rebelled and managed to overthrow the Renans here, there should still be some people around.
This debris. Do you think it could be the work of Renan astral arts?
Perhaps, but the appearance of these ruins is rather uniform, which leads me to believe otherwise.
Hey, Rinwell. That story you told us about the Dark Wings. It said that the evil king was vanquished with a holy flame, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then there might be some truth to that old story after all. It looks like all the rubble here had been scarred by flames.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. If we can find someone around here, we might be able to get them to tell us what happened. Dohalim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes. You meant to put it out?
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble real fast.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that. I shall be more careful in the future.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renans can't even dress themselves?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need, so I'm not surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit this is still a little extreme.
Shion has got a point. I mean, you don't see Renans like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
For starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important. And learning to manage your possessions better.
She sounds like his mom rattling all that off.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl, Rinwell.
What is it?
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
This is why I hate you, Renans!
Did I say something offensive?
Next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's worth asking at all.
É, que besteira, hein, mano? Nossa, o cara não consegue nem pentear um cabelo, né, mano? Pior que acontece muito na vida real, né? Gente rica não sabe fazer nada, né? Tem dinheiro, né? E é foda, né? O dinheiro compra tudo, né? Quem fala que dinheiro não... Como que fala mesmo? É que dinheiro não... Como que fala lá, mano? Aí eu esqueci o nome da frase lá, mano. Não traz felicidade? É mentira. Fala isso aí pra quem é rico. Não é verdade? Dá uma explorada aqui. O que é isso? Carne suína. Olha uma coruja ali. Tô te vendo, viu? Brasília.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
Tem uma entrada aqui. Não é exatamente aqui que a gente tem que vir, né? Mas... trancada. Imaginei. O que aconteceu aqui nessa cidade, será, hein? Aqui, né? É. Tamanho dessa ponte. Cara, uma coisa eu tenho que dizer pra vocês, cara. O cenário desse jogo, ele é muito bem detalhado. Podem falar que o jogo não é tudo isso, que ele é isso e aquilo, mas o cenário do jogo é bem feito, cara. Cada cantinho assim, ó.
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
Ó o vale, ó.
Stop right there! Don't move!
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you. I'm Beifong, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Danon leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadheim's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renans. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadheim. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work... it's only really just begun, huh?
Yeah. This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix.
So you're Alphen, are ya? Thought you'd be bigger. Huh. Guess the armor beefs you up a bit. You've got a lot of people talking, you know. But in this town, I call the shots. You play by my rules here. Just remember that. Gotta say, I didn't expect you to run with a gang of women and kids. Those other lords must have been real pushovers, huh?
Seriously? Are you this rude to everyone you meet?
Don't interrupt me, you brat. Didn't your parents teach you any manners?
What, you?
So you're the one who took down the Lord of this realm, huh? How'd you pull that off?
We just swiped the Renan's explosives. And then we blasted them all to hell and back.
Explosives? That's a pretty bold approach. But how'd you manage to avoid hurting your own people?
I didn't, that's how. But the chance to take out a lord was worth the sacrifice.
And the Lord? What did this sacrifice earn you?
Unfortunately, we couldn't manage to finish her off. But now we've really got the girl on the run.
She ran? A lord?
Yeah, the lady was just a coward. She had a whole lot more bark than bite, that's for sure. She's probably hiding off in a hole somewhere. But not for long. We'll find her and drag her right back into town. Then she'll get what's coming to her.
I wouldn't be so sure. She may run, but she'll never go quiet.
Shut up, Bright Eyes! I would have run you through already if you weren't with the blazing sword here.
The whole reason you're fighting is to free the Danans in this realm, is it not? If so,
Shut your
then...
mouth, witch! That's enough! If you're really fighting for us Danans, why keep these bastards around? Why haven't you killed them already?
I'm not going to kill these bastards.
Whoa. Is that the case, huh? Then tell me the point of the show.
They're my friends.
Friends? Renans are Renans. The scum-sucking bastards who've been draining our souls for 300 years now! But you knew that. Maybe it's 'cause you and that little lady are friends and more.
Son of a... You'll pay for that!
That's enough! Deadeye, you know that was completely uncalled for.
All of you, get the hell out of my realm! And don't ever come back! This is Danan's realm and it's ours, understand? I call the shots here. And I make the rules. I do, Deadeye, leader of the Dark Way!
Yeah! Deadeye! Liberator Deadeye! You are the true leader of this realm! We're not afraid of any bright eyes!
It's only a matter of time before I throw every last bright eye out of this realm!
The Dark Wings! The Dark Wings rule!
Pega vacilão, otário da porra, fi. Tomar socão, mereceu, fi.
Hey, wait up! Told you so, didn't I? You should have left your Renan pals outside.
You don't agree with him, do you? I could tell by the look on your face in there.
That's how things are with him. He loses his temper, then I step in and calm things down.
Better you than me.
If that's all, I think it's past time we were going.
Look, I just wanted to apologize for what Deadeye said in there.
At least somebody's got some manners around here.
He didn't used to be like that. But, well, that's what losing most of your loved ones will do to a man. He may never forgive the Renans.
It's a little ironic how indistinguishable his manner is to that of a lord.
Hey, Beifan? Deadeye mentioned the Lord is still on the run. Any ideas where she might be?
We looked all over, but found no traces of her. We heard some rumblings about activity in Estaluva Forest, but that's it.
Estaluva, huh?
Wait, you're not going after her, are you? Certainly won't win you any favors with Deadeye.
This isn't Deadeye's war, and we're certainly not fighting it for him. Besides, it's like Shion said, her type isn't going to go quietly.
Hey, it's your funeral. Don't say I didn't warn you.
We'll be sure to keep you out of it. Before we set out, though, is there anywhere around here we can rest?
Sure. Building at the end of the road, opposite side. It's all yours. We use it as temporary lodging, to house people who don't have a new place to live quite yet.
We're not going to run into any trouble there, are we?
Rumors of a certain fiery sword have spread fast. I doubt anyone will be eager to give you guys problems. And here's where I say my farewell. You're on your own, but good hunting.
Before you go, how come you don't hate the Renans as well?
Oh, believe me, I've got my bone to pick with the Renans. Just not with two of them I've never so much as laid eyes on before.
Let's head on over to that lodge. We'll figure out what our next move is there.
I get the feeling Deadeye signed up to be a rebel, so he could have a roost to rule. Heck, he's no better than a lord. In some ways, he's even worse.
I know. How could he use explosives on his own people?
And yet, despite the toll of his actions. None of the Danans we've seen seem to question his assumed authority in the least. If anything, they may well consider him a hero, which would say a great deal toward how deeply they resented the Renans here.
Still, I don't think this is as simple as saying the good guys won out over the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't either. Deadeye might have managed to drive the Renans out of Niaz, but that doesn't make the way he did it okay.
A victory that's earned by throwing away the lives of his own people? I can understand that the Danans here are standing up against their oppression, but that doesn't mean they have to humiliate all Renans just to settle the score.
I'm perfectly able to stand up for myself, Alphen. Besides, I'm used to it by...
But you shouldn't have to be, Shion. It's just... What I mean to say is, when you've been a slave for so long, it's easy to accept that's how it should be because it's all you've ever known. Constantly being belittled is no different. I don't think that's fair. For me or for you.
I just don't know, man.
Don't know what?
Deadeye managed to drive out a real live Renan Lord. That's incredible. And he seems to have a lot of supporters surrounding him too. But he's got an attitude worse than any angry Zoogle. Plus, Niaz is in utter ruins. I don't have a clue what his game is.
The Renans are powerful. And because of that, it takes a strong leader to have any hope of toppling them. However, when you take down one dictator only to replace them with another, ultimately it's just business as usual.
If it'd been Zephyr instead of Deadeye, I don't think things would have turned out like this.
Rinwell.
Yeah, I think so too. Zephyr did things differently top to bottom. He's not the kind of person who would have forced his own views or decisions on other people. When you do that, you're ruling over others, not leading them.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have wanted my dad to do if he was in that position.
Law.
The whole thing feels weird in a way. It's a weird kind of feeling, but at the same time, part of me also feels happy. Deadeye and my dad are two very different men. For now, I'm content knowing that.
Caramba, velho, quanta conversa, velho.
The city is liberated, and yet the air still hums with fear and anxiety. It reminds me all too well of how Vicente once was.
Hums? You mean like music?
Yeah, none of this sounds like music to my ears. In fact, I've never seen any Danans with musical instruments in my life.
You don't need instruments to play music. It can emerge naturally from the sounds of people going about their day and the hustle and bustle of life.
You seem to care a lot about music, Dohalim. I didn't know that about you.
Have I not mentioned it? Before I was a candidate for the lordship, I had my heart set on the life of a musician.
You? A musician?
Indeed, music enriches the world around us. I trained day and night to hone my art. Words could not describe my bliss, as my notes carried with them the sights and sounds of nature, the ebb and flow of time, and the thoughts of people on the wind. Forgive me. My loquaciousness can get the best of me at times.
Don't apologize. It's interesting hearing what Renan culture is like.
Even though the Renans destroyed all of our arts and culture.
Personally, I was interested in the music of Dana as well. The fact that generations of lords deemed music to be of no use to their slaves, and outright forbade the ownership of instruments, is not that my words can undo the damage already done.
Cara, o Rinwell tá escondendo alguma coisa, velho, e eu não sei o que que é, e eu tô curioso pra saber o que que ela tá escondendo. Bom, apareceu umas duas quests secundárias aqui. Bom, rapaziada, eu vou finalizar o vídeo por aqui. Espero aí que vocês tenham gostado aí. Deixa eu ligar minha cam aqui, né? Espero que vocês tenham gostado aí desse capítulo aí. Foi um capítulo interessante, teve muita história, mas a gente ainda não conheceu o Lorde desse lugar aqui, né? Então vamos ver quem que é aí nos próximos vídeos. Então, rapaziada, se você puder se inscrever no canal aí, agradeço bastante. Chegamos à marca de 80 inscritos aqui no canal. Muito obrigado aí por quem se inscreveu aí, por quem tem acompanhado o canal. Próxima meta, 100 inscritos. Então é isso aí, rapaziada. Se você também puder deixar seu like, eu agradeço também. Então, a gente se vê nos próximos vídeos. Valeu e fui!